welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be showing you how to prepare another delicious treat, an alcohol-free tiramisu. So if you're intrigued to find out how to prepare this treat, stay tuned. Our ingredients include mascarpone cheese, icing sugar, alternatively you can use any sugar that you have in the kitchen, cocoa powder, now espresso, oh it had to fall, espresso powder, espresso dark chocolate, this is optional of course, vanilla extract, fresh whipping cream and sponge fingers. First step is to heat some water in a saucepan and add 4 tablespoons of espresso powder. Alternatively, you can also use coffee, however it might give you a bit of a bitter taste, so ideally you would like to use espresso powder. Whilst we leave the espresso to brew on the side, I've poured the whipping cream into the mixing bowl and I'm now using my electric hand mixer just to whip the cream up. However, this can get really messy. Once your cream is nice and fluffy, you can now go ahead and add some mascarpone cheese into your mixing bowl. Again, I'm going to use the electric hand mixer in order to whip the cream and the cheese together. I'll now be adding 4 tablespoons of icing sugar and 3 teaspoons of vanilla extract. It's now time to mix all the flavour into our mousse. Yes, this smells amazing right now and it's nice and fluffy, just how we need it to be. I'm now going to pour the espresso in a separate mixing bowl and I'm going to leave it for about 5 to 10 minutes just for it to cool down a bit. So I've already washed my hands in preparation for this next part. Now that the espresso has cooled down, I'll be taking the sponge fingers and dipping it individually before placing it on my tray. You really do want to be careful with this part, just because if you leave the sponge fingers in there for too long, it can get really soggy and sink and you won't be able to save that. I now have completed my first layer of espresso fingers and I've had to break up the fingers just to make sure that it fits evenly onto my dish. I will now be spreading my first layer of mousse across the base. Now that we have our first layer completely covered evenly, we're now going to start on our second layer of sponge fingers. So I'm now covering my second layer of sponge fingers. If you would like to go for a third layer, you definitely can. Ideally, I would like to just stick to 2 for now. I'm now making sure that my creamy mousse is spread right across the dish. Now the next step is optional of course, however it does make the dish look really fancy and people just won't believe you made this at home. I'm going to put the leftover mousse into a piping bag and I'm going to pipe little dots of mousse at the very top of our dish. It's going to give it a really lovely finish. Now that I've finished piping my mousse across the dish, I'm now going to dust off some cocoa powder at the very top. If however you decided not to opt for the piping option, you can just move to this step and dust off some cocoa powder at the very top layer of your mousse. Now family, we might start to see a repeating pattern of me using a lot of chocolate on my treats. Yes, I do love chocolate, but again I must emphasize that this is completely optional. So what I'm doing is I'm using the dark espresso chocolate that I bought and I'm using my grater on the side there and I'm just going to sprinkle it on top of my cocoa mousse just to give it a little more zesty espresso taste. After this step, I'll be placing my dish into the fridge for an hour or 2 to chill and set so that all the flavour can really soak in well. Voila, an Italian treat. Treat yourself to a tiramisu slice this weekend. Thank you for watching my video. Until next time, take care.